What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown. Starting off with DXY, you know the usual. If you haven't been here before already, go ahead and hit that like button, sub button, and that bell icon. All that's going to tell the algorithm this is good content, needs to get pushed forward. Now, without further ado, let's go. All right. So last week, of course, you guys can see on the screen, real choppy, super choppy. Not any. Well, we wouldn't say just last week. Over the past freaking few months, honestly, it's just been choppy sideways. Last week we did get this bounce off of this interim support that we got here. Really just that same as that breakout level from down here. Now, as you can see, we have added a. Well, actually, let me go over here and move it out of the way, so you guys can actually see right there. This is a Markov probability regime overlay. So essentially, we added an extra tool onto the bird's eye bands, so that whenever you do get a signal from the bands, you got some context over here. So give you a quick little crash course. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, it's giving me bullish 87% bullish probability for the next 4-hour candle. That's basically telling me that the next 4-hour candle is probably going to do this, go upward a little bit. So if we were to get, say, a sell signal, then we would most likely decide to wait to execute until we see that bullish move play out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real simple crash course on it. Now, where's DXY actually going? Likely to reject this 100 level again. If we do decide to keep pushing higher and close above it, we'll adjust. But I am expecting it to push higher and then give us a nice push to test this low out and possibly break it sometime by Wednesday. We took some euro trades last week. After it decided to push down, ended up getting stopped out on them. We took some euro buy. I think took a few buys off of this level and then got stopped out when it retraced back. But live and you learn. Let's get rid of all of these drawings though, so you guys can kind of just see a clean chart. So what are we expecting this to do based off of what we're expecting the dollar to do? Essentially come down and give us a test of these support here. That'll be an area I'll be interested in buys. Now, granted, we did just get the new Fed chair. The new Fed chair is more on the hawkish side, and he kind of has to be because of the fact that the labor statistics are what they are. Inflation is still sticky. So it's like we're not in the kind of atmosphere where a lot of investors were expecting. Oh yeah, as soon as Trump puts the new Fed chair in, we just cut and raise, turn the money printer on. Now we have a different environment where it's not really going to allow him to cut so aggressively as what the market was expecting. Say like 2.5 months ago. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting euro to give us an opportunity to get in, but it'll be one of the shorter swing trades, if I swing it at all. Probably take it back towards these highs at the longest, and if this level fails here, then we'll just be out and looking for different opportunities, such as gotta give y'all all of the majors, expecting a very similar move on AU. Now AU is a bit stronger than EU, so like I was actually telling myself I was gonna start getting entries when it did pull back to this level here. I just want to see how market opens and how it actually reacts to this level. If we start moving away, then I'll go ahead and execute and get in the buy. If not, then I'll be looking at this level here for the right opportunity. All right. Take a quick little break from the charts and show you guys is it not? What? There we go. I had to switch my Google profile over so I could view this data. Okay, over here we got Nikkei at the top with a +6 score. Nothing super crazy. U.S. dollar +5 score. USD CAD, AUD CAD. Not super strong scores we're getting here. Now we do have CAD Chef on the very bear side, GBP Chef on the very bear side. We've actually been in CAD Chef sells. If you guys tuned into the live show that we stream every day during the week, you'd have got this opportunity here. We sold heavily. I forget, it's not on this exact trading view account because I was streaming from my other laptop. But if you guys let me share this so you guys can see. If you guys go check out the stream for the past like 7 days, you'll be able to see where exactly the entry was set up at. I'm pulling it up on my other laptop now just so I can actually show you guys. The entry was 57291. Come down here, yeah. So Bird's Eye Bands had actually like lost the sell here. Well, not this one specifically. This is a win, but on the lower time frame, it gave me a sell entry, and then I believe it was this little push. Yeah, this little push tapped the stop loss, but I decided no, we're gonna stay in there. Streamed it all week long. I'm actually gonna probably stream it again on Monday just so folks can see the full see everything that kind of happened with it. But essentially sold around here. The stop loss that would have been in place would have been right here, but I ignored it because I really like to sell from a fundamental standpoint. So my technical is giving me an entry while fundamentals are telling me where the market's going. Makes it real easy to trade. So I just kind of let it melt from here. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys go check out any of the live streams from the past couple of days, you'll see the full like when this trade started, how it got close. Because I actually put a separate stop loss on the screen on the live, separate from what the Bird's Eye Bands had set. You guys can see how that doesn't really change and price just continues to move in our favor. And we do that. I do that live show so that no matter what L's you're taking or what information you're getting, no matter what, you're gonna have a decent trade going on in your portfolio. So make sure you guys tap into that live show so that you guys can get those opportunities every week. All right. I don't want to. A lot of our major markets are just teetering sideways. So everything on EUR, USD, and AUD USD can be applied to GBP USD and USD CAD in reversed. Yeah, USD CAD. I would love to look at buys on that. Let me go back to my chart. I tried to look for a buy last week, but as you can see here, it didn't. Well, I did end up executing on this push down. Like I sent this position out, sucks, but I did actually execute on this push down. Anything that was really holding above these levels here, this whole area here, was likable to me. There's so much going on last week, I wasn't really able to relay all of that to the chat. My apologies. I'm expecting this to give us a interesting pullback. This was the level it jumped from, so let me throw a fib there and see where it lands. Golden gives us this, but the 38 gives us equilibrium right here. We could test that test that level out there. And with everything kind of pushing how greasily and easily that it's been pushing over the past couple of weeks, I do like that. Um, I do like that entry. But all the time frames that you use, like the bird's eye bands on, have to be very specified. We specified exactly what time frames and assets to use them on. Like USD CAD 15 minute is not one of them. Actually, we don't really use the bird's eye bands on USD CAD all that much. Just because it's it's a slightly different regime than all the other assets that we have it trading on. But the thing is, the mark-off regime probability works for whatever market, no matter what. So that's another reason why we layered that on top, so that even if the tool isn't giving you the greatest opportunity or any opportunity at all, you still have context to what's going on in the market. We are most likely to move higher in the next 3 minutes, right? 16% likely that we just move sideways, and 1% likely that we just move down from here, right? So, and this is like super tested. Every major quant desk on the planet is using something similar to this. So that's why we built it, because institutions are getting a new edge every single day. That's why we update our tools. We drop more tools and resources to make sure you guys can stay ahead, at least have your own edge in these markets, because most of retail traders have never heard of Markov regime probability. None of that, right? Most of them have no idea what key levels are actually important and what aren't, and that's what the bird's eye bands and with the Markov overlay does for you. All right. So as of course it's not free. You can get it in the description. It costs a small little penny, but with what you're able to do with it, I feel like it's very worth it. And it took a lot of time to actually get this right. So $180. I don't think it's too bad for what you're getting. Onto Nasdaq. We got this sort of resistance off this touch. Sellers are starting to actually show themselves to be prominent at these levels, which I respect. I was expecting something like this to start occurring pretty soon. To say that the market is overextended would be the understatement of the year. We need a pullback. Investors need a pullback. Everybody needs a pullback at this point. But we got got a few really big name IPOs on the table coming up, and the market is just in a lot of euphoria. But when the market is in the most euphoria, that's when those -5, -7% days will happen. So at these levels, I'm not interested in buys at all, specifically because there's so much room to the downside that makes sense, right? So like, I think we'll probably get a push off of the equilibrium here. This is the equilibrium grab, sort of a resistance turn support, whatever you want to call it. I do believe price is gonna come and bounce off of here and test this out one more time. So you guys can get an opportunity there. You guys can get an opportunity from it going headed to this level. You guys can get an opportunity for it rejecting off of this, but there is most definitely opportunities, just not at the exact price point right now. We need to see it go one way or the other so we can actually adjust. All right, let's take a look at gold. My baby, love gold. Okay, so we have this like ugly looking reverse head and shoulders, right? That could give gold a bit higher, but I don't think it'll be like a breakout sort of move. I think we end up getting back up here. Sorry, excuse me, y'all. Retesting this area here, and then dipping. All right, so our Markov regime says we have a 71% chance of going sideways. That's just telling you price action is about to be choppy. We're not in a zone where something like a big candle is about to happen, something like that. Usually, if something big, like a big fat red candle or a crazy green candle is about to happen, we get some sort of a telltale from our probability box here. Right before it happens. So that's really cool. That's another reason why I think folks just need to have this in their back pocket. If this between this and the bird's eye tool, this over here, you guys don't really have to do that much like analysis outside of knowing where the fundamentals are pointing at. And I send every day in my VIP chat, I send screenshots of the updated top setup, so everybody knows where the fundamentals are putting pressure on, right? So the idea is to just keep everybody in the loop with our ecosystem, right? So you're able to really execute well over time. Last but not least, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin was looking very, very weak in this area, right? Sweep to the downside, and buyers stepped in. Buyers stepped all in, right? So I think we could be forming sort of if we come down sideways here and then leave. That leaves us with like a pretty clean reverse head and shoulders on the 30-minute, 1 hour, even the 4 hour time frame, right? So that's what I'll be. That's honestly what I'll be looking for here on BTC. BTC likes to respect those retail formations a whole lot, more than you would really assume. So I may end up getting a buy off of this level. If we can touch this level, get real close to this level, probably move that up just a little bit. I'll be looking to get buys on any pullbacks, any sweeps from this level, as long as this area here holds up. Right? As long as this area here holds up, I'll like the buys on Bitcoin. All right. You guys have to leave specific assets that you guys want to trade in the comments, because the crosses or other metals, whatever. I trade it all and I'll analyze it all. You guys just gotta let me know what you want analyzed specifically in the comments, and we can get to it. All right. Without further ado, I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.